Hello, everyone. Welcome back. Um, we Today is the day for the same creator. um, didn't realize it, but tonight's interview that we're going to be watching is with CJ. And for any of you who may have watched my video from earlier, we had CJ on there as well. Not actually CJ, but we used one of his videos to show how they actually searched the retention pond near the Proudfoot's home. Um, so if you haven't seen that one, I encourage you to go watch that. A lot of people had been asking about the search for the retention pond because many people believe that there was a scent there and that the dog jumped. I guess the dog did jump in, but anyway, that there was a scent. And so I wanted to encourage you. I looked it up. I remembered seeing this, and ironically, Narc Divers did a video yesterday about it. So I kind of showed some of his video and explained what they did and where they looked, where they searched. So kind of fun. Hi, Mike. Welcome in. Tonight, I should say, we are also going to be drawing the winner for our 500 subscribers giveaway. Is a box of my homemade soaps for fall. So I'll be sending that out. You do have to be present to win. I'll be doing that at 7:15. I'll draw it at 7:15 Central Time. So all you have to do to enter is just comment. Just make a comment. Keep in mind that any hate or inappropriate comments will not be eligible for winning. All right. Well, without further ado, we are going to go into CJ's video. I guess Seth actually showed up during one of his live streams, and then he brought him up on the panel. I think Seth's on there for about a half an hour. So we'll go ahead and share my screen. All right. So I'm just going to take myself off of there so we can see this a little bigger. Okay, here we go.
On camera too.
Yeah, so will I.
And let me go ahead and drop this. How you doing, sir? I hope you're having a peaceful evening, even though considering. And I appreciate you hopping up, and thank you for your comfort as well.
Just out here, man.
I'm sorry, what's up?
Said I'm just out here. Sorry,
Yeah.
I'm on my phone, so it might be pretty weather and stuff that we're having.
Yeah, I hear you. I had some tornado stuff going on earlier over here as well. So prayers to everybody out there considering with the weather that's going on. I know it's still getting crazy out there too. So we were trying to, when we were wondering about the boots, that was a Christmas gift? Was that?
Which boots? Because the boots that I just bought him at Boot Barn, I bought them like, I want to say, not the, well, yeah, no. He had them for about 2 weeks. So I just bought them for him. They're gray, and I bought them from Boot Barn.
Are they like cowboy boots or hiking boots?
They're kind of like hiking boots. He picked them out. I mean,
Okay.
I don't make him wear anything until he puts it on and decides that he likes it. We spent like an hour and a half. He went through and finally chose what kind of boots he wanted. And then he put them on. They were a size 9. And he was like, they're kind of tight. I was like, well, then go get the next size up. And then he went to 9.5, and he was like, "Well, these feel better." And I'm like, "Do you want size bigger?" Well, I guess. Well, then go find a size 10. And they made him walk around the store in those. And I was like, "Do you want to go another size?" And he was like, "Sure." He decided that he liked the 10.5.
That's so
Wow.
particular. That's cute. So particular.
He's growing up to be a young man, so it's not about me telling him what to do. It's about me advising him on certain things.
Right.
Because my feet stopped growing, and I wear 10.5 flats. His feet are still growing, and he's got to figure out what's comfortable for him.
Right. Yeah, they're blazing their own path already, and you got to kind of let them be who they are because everybody's so unique and individual that everybody's their own spirit, and you have to let them fly as well. When it comes to what fur and what they're comfortable in. So those boots were at the house then when you were there. Then- Yep. So those boots were there at the house when you were there the next morning.
When I arrived there Monday morning, there was his old pair of tennis shoes, the new pair of tennis shoes that his mom had bought him, and actually, my brain is so fried.
It's understandable.
So it wasn't the last weekend that I had him that I bought him the boots. It was the weekend before. So he had those boots for approximately 2 months before he went missing. Because I bought him those boots on a Friday after I picked him up, spent an hour and a half at Boot Barn, and his mom was like, "Well, you're spending money at Boot Barn." He was like, "You know what? I want him to last, and I want him to be decent. They're water.
Right.
He needs a pair of boots. You said that he outgrew his other pair of boots, so why wouldn't I go buy him a comfortable pair of boots? The last thing you want to do is have something uncomfortable on your feet."
Right. Right. And he's a growing boy at 15, growing quick too. Do you know for sure that he was outgrowing those other pair of boots?
I didn't see the other pair of boots. She has a tendency of throwing away what he can't wear.
Okay.
Hello, keep up the chatter.
When I went into the house the weekend that I had him before he went missing, he was wearing his new pair of tennis shoes. His old tennis shoes were at the door. And I made him, when I walked in, all three were there. I was like, "Take those off. Wear the boots. I bought you the boots. Come to the house with the boots." Because he's got a pair of tennis shoes at my house as well. So if we go fishing, he can put those on, and I'm not worried about him getting wet or whatnot.
Mm.
So that way I don't have to listen to his mom complain with me.
Now you mentioned fishing. Was there any fishing spots around the neighborhood by the house?
Not that I know of. When I take him, I live in Clarksville.
Okay.
And it's like a 40-minute trip north to get to the fishing spots I go to.
Okay.
To fish on Yellow Creek and over by one of the high schools. They got a pond there that they do fishing tournaments out of.
Can I ask a question? Back to the house when you were there the morning of the Monday. Is that okay, CJ?
Yeah, go ahead.
Can you tell us a little bit how, like you know Kay pretty well, and we're with you, Seth. Just so you know, all the way. We've been there every day, and I mentioned CJ's been out there. He would even went out there on Sunday to search all day long, and wear his heart on his sleeve and really go hard on finding Sebastian. But I do have a question about Katie. How was she? You know her. Is that something you can talk about?
I don't like to talk about her.
Okay, I understand.
I have
talk about her because I was married to her for years, and I've
Mhm.
known her for even longer, and I know things about her that make her mad. She
Mm.
don't talk to me. I see through a lot.
I bet you do.
That's why I asked the question, if that's anything you were comfortable talking about. But that's okay. That's fine. You just
Thing
answered it. You just answered it. It's okay,
is
Seth.
I don't like to throw mud. I'm above,
Yeah.
you know,
Right.
and
Yeah.
I'm not here. The whole thing is that this is not about Chris and Katie. This is about finding my son.
Amen, right? It's about his son. You know, it's not it's not about what he thinks at all about Katie. All right, let's continue on.
Mhm.
So I've listened to some of their podcasts and turn around and go do podcasts so that because people they make people mad and then people want to talk about them and that's what they want.
Right. Deflection, confetti away from the task at hand
Mhm.
when it comes to that.
But it also,
I have some more questions. Okay.
Yeah.
Talk about my son.
yeah, no, but it is ultimately, Seth. It is because what we're trying to do is like figure out, who could have taken him if somebody did, or where could he have gone? Like that's like painting that picture, right? Because that's how you want to look at this. We want to
Yes.
find him alive, correct?
Oh, he's alive.
And these details matter, in that sense that where how can we help in, or how can people who are out there like CJ, how can he help in the search? You know what I mean?
Well, I will tell you that you've been talking to my mom, CJ.
Oh, really? Oh.
You-
Asking her, who in the fuck is CJ?
Here I am.
It's a guy that's been searching, using mediums. He's got a podcast. I'm like, Mom, that doesn't tell me shit. I mean, you know how
Please
many
keep
people
the
are out there with
content.
podcasts nowadays?
Right.
Mhm.
Right.
Please keep the content focused on Sebastian Rogers tonight. Thank you.
Yeah, right.
And
I,
just so happens I pushed in, and I normally will jump on because I don't sleep much anymore. It really kind of, it really, I worked nights before all this stuff happened. I've been working nights for probably a decade at least, if not longer. And I worked nights when Sebastian was younger and I had respite care because then all they had to do was show up and they could watch TV because Sebastian would be asleep. And then I would go do my little part time jobs while she was gone on deployment so that I could make money, because she was always complaining about the fact that I never made money. And it's like, I was the only one that had a job when we were dating. And I was the only one that had a job. Picked up a part-time job while you were pregnant, and it's like, and then you wouldn't do the things that needed to be done for a family. So I had to do it. I mean,
wow. That's a
so
lot. Yeah, especially on one person too. Um, and I really am. I'm busting my tail out there, man, trying to do everything I can. And I was even last week trying to.
I'd rather be doing more searching than I am.
Yeah. Well, that's what we're here for, sir. We're here to take your arm and throw it over our shoulder and help you avoid the cracks in the sidewalk.
Issue lately is becoming Sebastian's voice, and then trying to, balance Sebastian's army, which is becoming very, very big and fast and, unmanageable at times. It's just like today, I had somebody call me, and all of a sudden, I realized I'd been on the phone talking to them for an hour and 4 minutes and felt like I wasn't getting anything really. I'm not getting anything done.
Right.
And I've got 6 missed phone calls and 15 text messages. So
Right.
then I get off the phone with that, and I turn around and I call the first person that I missed their call, and I'm answering text messages. And the next thing I know, 6 hours have gone by, and it's like,
Yeah.
I spend more time on my phone now than I ever have.
Right.
Even when I had social media, which was years ago, I spend more time on my phone now. I mean, I could go weeks without a phone call except for between me and my son. You know, and it's just now I'm on my phone a lot looking for my son.
And I know that it bothers you because I know I've watched your interviews and I have the same kind of mental, and we're like two birds, one stone kind of guys. And I can imagine how hard that would be to, like you said, 6 hours go by and you probably look at it and you go, did I really accomplish what I could have accomplished with those 6 hours? The two birds, one stone kind of approach.
And I'll tell you right now, no matter what I did in those phone calls, my son's not back with me, so
Right.
it wasn't anything.
Yeah. And that's why I'm there for you, because I know that you're already doing the job of two families when it comes to the situation. So you're already uh, doing what two should be doing. So it's already hard enough on you. And that's why I have the approach that I do, because I don't, you said just like, now you hit 6 hours of phone calls, this and that. And that's why one thing I never reached out, because I don't want to add to that, to what you're talking about. I would rather be there so I can take some of that away from you. So you do feel, even though you have 6 hours of phone calls, you still know down in your heart that even though you spent time on those calls, there was still an effective effort to try and find your baby boy, even though you weren't necessarily there physically. And that's why I'm glad that you hopped up so I could tell you in person or on camera. And I want to say thank you for your comfort to come up here and hang out with us and talk for a few.
I'm also looking at your chat.
Yeah, if there's anything that you want to
Hi,
mention
Juicy.
that you do see there, let me know. I do have a question though. Yeah, go ahead.
I don't have a brain. I'm sorry. It went away a long time ago.
You're focused, and that's the
Yeah.
difference.
Yeah. Yeah.
Is there anything you can help CJ with where to like help you? You know what I mean, Seth? Like, how can he best help you find your son? Tell CJ, because he's literally out there every day, and he travels 3 hours away, each way. So that's 6 hours a day just to search for him.
From my point of view, and I'm dealing with it. Oh, and I'm going to really be dealing with it shortly. But because there's no evidence leading anywhere, like we found the glasses. We found the glasses.
Were they his? Were they Sebastian's?
They're close enough to Sebastian, to the pictures that I have, that I had him bag them and tag them.
Wow. Okay. Because when we watched that press conference, it was like, huh? That's interesting.
Well, so McCown has come up with any evidence or anything.
Is there, without revealing any information that you might not be able to, would you be able to help lead me in a, maybe not a specific area, but a certain direction of where maybe I could take my search efforts to?
I can tell you where I found the glasses.
Okay, that's perfect. That's perfect.
210 Hutch in Gallatin.
210? And what was this street again?
Hutch. Don't remember if it was road or court.
Okay. Thank you. I really appreciate that because
It was in
um,
Gallatin.
And that's
yeah.
where you were going tomorrow anyway, CJ.
Yeah, we
Right.
talked about this yesterday when we were out in Hendersonville. Remember, we were going to go to Gallatin for a reason.
Yeah. Yeah, because I felt like there's 3 areas I felt we needed to focus on, and the first area that we went to, I just felt like I needed to keep looking, even though it was outside of the
Yes,
area
okay.
that we were focusing on. There was just something that told me
Thank
to
you,
keep
TJ.
looking, keep looking in that area, and so I
I don't think there's anything on CJ's shoulder. I think what you're seeing is this mic, and then he's on a green screen, so there's like a picture in the background, but you can see the back of his chair that he's sitting on. He did get a kitty that he was putting on his shoulder, but I think that this was before he got the kitty. This video was done on the 2nd of April.
appreciate you giving me a direction because
Now, you know that volunteers can show up at 126 River Road in Hendersonville, Tennessee. And I've got a lot of my people there that are helping me. And that's where we sit there and we show people where to go look at.
Okay. Has there been a search where you found the glasses already? Is that how you found the search, or has there already been a search in that area to kind of scope it? And
The thing is that Sebastian's alive, so going over places is actually
I
something
appreciate it,
that we do
SRK.
because
Already had some troublemakers in
we
here.
have to. I mean, we can't leave any stone unturned. But the thing is sometimes we have to go back and turn over another stone.
different approach.
Because he could be on the move. That's if somebody doesn't have him and they're moving him from location to location. That I'm gonna head to the house. My stomach hurts, and I'm talking to CJ too, by the way.
Shout out, Mom! Shout out, Mom!
Hi, Mom.
We love you. When it comes to the 2 scenarios that you just mentioned, what do you feel most makes sense to your soul out of those 2?
Hello.
Or is it a 50-50 kind of thing?
I'm sorry. Yeah, what was that?
Out of the 2 that you just mentioned, whether it was being taken or still on the run, what do you feel in your soul? Does your soul lean one direction or the other, or is it like either or when it comes to what you feel?
Well, here's my thing. All right. Speaking from a law enforcement angle. Hold on. Turn the Bluetooth off so that you're not connecting to my truck.
You're good. Take your time.
And I'm going to be sideways for a minute.
You're good. We just appreciate you being here in your comfort, sir.
I appreciate everybody who's part of Sebastian's army trying to find Sebastian because he is my life and I need to find him. But the piece of me is missing.
Hello, cuz.
Now I look like I have superpowers.
Yeah, you do.
show him the cartoon, CJ. Show him the cartoon.
Hold on one second.
And while you look that up, I have a question for you, Seth. If you feel like he's still alive, do you feel, and I don't know if you can answer this, but do you feel that all the items that you last saw him in, meaning when he came out from the restaurant, because you saw that picture, like the shoes he was wearing, the clothing he was wearing, do you think that would have been disposed of in that area? So that would be a good lead for CJ to go search.
That's my thing is, okay, I forgot that I was part law enforcement at this time. When I saw the video, I was just happy to see him. because I had asked for proof of life.
Of course.
Like within the first week of this happening, I asked for life, and it took them, you know, took them a month and a week to show me that video. I think
What? A month and a week?
Seth got to see it last week.
Okay. Okay. A month and a week? Why do you okay, but so since you saw the video, why do you think it took a month and a week? Because if it was just a video leaving the restaurant, well, why? What's
Good point, right? We have said before that, you know, did they only show Seth a portion of that video? Were they, because now we have since learned that there were cameras inside the Texas Roadhouse. You know, if they got cameras on the outside, you know that law enforcement did their due diligence and got anything that was on the inside as well. So did they have to get that piece of it clipped so that they could show Seth? Is that, you know, why it took so long for him to get proof of life? I mean, it's a question, you know, just an honest question. Because it's, you know, Seth has said this many times, because it's an ongoing investigation, they're not telling him all the evidence that they have. So we don't know, right? I'm just saying, is that one of the reasons why it took so long for them to show him proof of life video? I really would hate to think it's because they never went to see if there was proof of life from the Roadhouse, but I'm going to give them the benefit of the doubt and think that they had that information already.
But I don't understand. Why would it take so long without saying anything that's incriminating when it comes to whatever nobody's supposed to mention or whatever, or something that might be in the video that nobody knows about? Was there something else than just them leaving without mentioning it? If you can't, was there something else than them just leaving the restaurant?
No idea. I was just happy to see that there was proof of life after I talked with him on Thursday.
Right.
The complete dad moment. Just happy that I saw my son alive. But
Makes no sense.
it's in jeans and a polo shirt. But at the same point in time, I don't know if that stuff was at the house or whatnot. And I mean,
So
Oh,
you can
so you don't know if the clothes he was wearing in that video were at the house.
sure don't. Because I haven't been back to that house. Not since particular person talked about getting an attorney and suing my sister. You know, his anger and stuff was coming out. I was like, you know what? I'm done. I'm not going to be in here. I know a hostile situation when I see one, and wrong person.
What about the shoe? Give me 1 second, Golf. What about the
Yeah.
shoes? Was the shoes that was in the video at the house?
Check the shoes. I mean,
I'm sorry, what?
I did the same kind of shoes.
So, Claudia, this video is from April 2nd. We're going back through all the videos from the beginning with the parents in order to see if there's something new, something we missed, right? In order to find Sebastian. So that's what we're doing. As far as talking to Katie alone, he did mention earlier on that Katie doesn't talk to him. And even in this video, he said that Katie doesn't talk to him because he sees through a lot of stuff. His words, not mine. SRK says, the more information that comes out, the more confused I get. Used to think I had some idea, but now not so much. You know what? I hear you. I hear you. You know, and that's because we're trying to remain objective, right, SRK? I mean, so when you're trying to remain objective and information comes out, it gets you thinking in a different direction a little bit. And then you try to, you know, get that information in with what you already know to be fact, which there aren't many facts in this case right now. Yeah. You go back and forth kind of deal. Yeah, no problem, Claudia. I just like to make sure everybody realizes what we're doing here. Mike says, I'm guessing the clothes were accounted for or Katie would already be a suspect. Well, and they wouldn't tell us that, right? Because that's not enough to just charge anybody. So, yeah. I mean, I'm sure law enforcement knows, right, Mike? If those clothes were found. But yeah, I mean, when Seth went over to that house after he was told that Sebastian was missing, it's not going to be on his mind. First of all, he hadn't seen the proof of life video yet, right? He didn't see that until you heard what he said, a month and a week, which is a little bit before this video. So, and he hasn't been back to the house since. But when he was there right after it happened, I mean, they were probably talking about the shoe thing. That's probably the only reason why he knows that all his shoes were accounted for, right? So, you know, there was that. But other than that, he's going to be invested in listening to what the police have to say. You know, what's going on? Where can they search? How can they find his son? That's going to be foremost in his mind, not what he was wearing, you know, or where were his clothes, you know. So you can understand why he wouldn't know that information, especially since he doesn't live there. So, all right, let's continue on.
I
Okay.
just
So
saw him and I remember that he was wearing jeans and a shirt.
Jeans and a shirt. Was it, you said blue jeans, correct? So CJ knows what to look for. Seth?
Yeah.
Yeah. You said blue jeans, correct?
Yeah.
And like, what is it, like a black shirt or blue shirt or?
I want to say it was like a light blue shirt.
Okay. Light blue shirt. Okay.
You know, I don't think it was a t-shirt because I only saw the back of it until he got into the vehicle.
Okay.
But the camera shows his backside.
Oh,
okay.
okay.
So he opens the door and gets in.
And
Was
so
there anybody else?
yes. Did he sit in the front seat, Seth, when he sat in the car? Did you see that by any chance?
Yeah, he was in the front seat.
So were you shown any other proof of life, meaning when they got back home to the house, was there any video that you talk about what you can see two people, meaning he was in the front seat? Have you seen anything like that? Were you shown anything like that?
Nope.
Was there somebody else that was walking by them that might have been with the party that was maybe didn't get in the vehicle but was parked or leaving it with them or split up? No.
All I could see was the camera shows right there at the front, like the fact that they got a parking spot right there at the front of the door.
Mhm.
That's, you know.
Can I ask a question, CJ?
Yeah, go ahead.
Seth, being that everybody said that Sebastian was not prone to wander, what, in your opinion, would make Seth or motivate him to leave at night?
Well, I'm Seth, Sebastian.
Sebastian, I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Oh, that's fine. You're not the only one. Everybody gets me and him. They get our names used all the time. It's fine.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm used to it. I named it. He's my naming.
Sorry, I do know who you are, and I really do know who Sebastian is. I'm just, yeah.
It's fine. I don't hold it against you. I mean, call me Sebastian. That's still, a recognizing greatness. I don't know, because he's never been one to elope. He's never been one to leave, and just there's too much stuff that doesn't make sense about this.
Yeah.
So when you said earlier in one of the interviews that we were watching on Nancy Grace that the only time he would walk outside without his shoes was to take the garbage out, do you think he would take off like without shoes? And if so, why do you think he would take off
No.
without shoes?
He slips on.
How many times have we heard that, guys?
Slips?
Yeah,
Okay.
and normally, my trash can's in the grass now
Mhm.
because I bought a motorcycle, so I don't have it in front of my garage anymore. It's in the yard. But he wouldn't wear his shoes when he walked out. He was on the concrete.
Okay.
I was just to throw the trash away. But he's got a pair of slip-ons that he wears now to go out there because he
Okay.
doesn't like to get dirty. I mean, even
Right.
when I take fishing, I'm the one that has to bait the hook, and he catches the fish. I'm the one that has to take it off because it's kind of slimy and stuff like that.
Did you see a pair of slips at his mom's, and would he have a pair of slips at his mom's?
I spoke to TBI. The house shoes are there.
Sorry, did you say the house shoes were there?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
So
Um,
can I go
I-
back to one more question?
We didn't know if we needed to be looking for a pair of house shoes or something.
Hmm.
So I wanted to stop it right there because one of the things that she had talked about was the fact that there's no proof of life really after he left the Texas Roadhouse. There is a video of someone taking the trash out at Katie's that night, but it's too hard to make out to know who it was. So we really don't have proof of life after the Roadhouse. Hi, Rosebud. That address Seth gave where he found glasses that looked the same as Sebastian's is where the Bower Sox live around the corner. Oh my God, allegedly, in my opinion. Good job protecting yourself there, Rosebud. I agree with you. Yes, and I knew that. I knew that, I knew that that's where he found those glasses. But I'm sure that anybody that would try to go around there would be highly threatened now. I mean, there's already threats out, right? And anybody that would even go around in that neighborhood, including the Proudfoots neighborhood, you're going to get yourself in trouble. They're going to come after you. They're going to threaten you. I'm not saying who's threatening, but I'm just saying if anybody were to go in those areas, you might want to be careful. Let's continue on.
Seth, I have a question. I'm going back because I know there's cameras in the area, Seth. And have you ever thought about, I don't know if this, I'm sure it's crossed your mind because you've probably gone over this so many times, but I'm just saying that because there's so many cameras in the area, was there anybody ever mentioning to you what time Katie got home with her car? Was she seen on any cameras? And was there somebody? And I know you said earlier you don't know if there was somebody in the front seat, but has this ever come up as a question to you?
It has, and I can't answer it.
Okay.
They don't let the timeline out, so I can't answer anything about the timeline.
Okay.
Okay. I have some more questions for you too. What color was the flashlight?
Supposedly it was yellow,
Yellow? Okay.
and it was a keychain flashlight.
Keychain.
Was it
flashlight.
ever on his keychain,
there-
or meaning
was
did he take it off?
No, it's a keychain flashlight.
Okay,
Like
so
flashlight with a little thing on there for the key, where you put it on the keys.
how bright is that? Would you say? Have you seen him turn it on before?
No, because at my house he actually has a real flashlight.
Okay. When you saw the video of the, well, I guess you didn't recognize the shoes when he was walking outside. Is there anything that you could mention to us that would help us in our search that maybe hasn't been mentioned before with the specific area? Or I know you said, do you feel
He's
like?
gone.
Oh,
He must have had connection issues.
I think he's driving somewhere. So
Yeah.
that's understandable. I'll go ahead and get the link
Just gonna kind of
ready in case.
sneak
I'll just
ahead
drop
to
it
see
here
if
in
he
chat
gets
in case
back
he's
on
still
there.
in the YouTube chat here.
Okay.
Um,
So yeah, that was the end of that one. And we've seen that multiple times, right? Where Seth has just kind of dropped off. It's kind of funny. And it could be just, connection issues, especially he was in his car, maybe he was driving, whatever the reason may be. But yes, so you've got the flashlight video. Some people don't believe in that. You've got, the new overlay for the flashlight video. And then what else do we? So I showed the video today where they really did research the retention pond. I'm going to be, Mike, I did not get to turn that stuff in yet, but I promise that I will do it either tonight yet or in the morning. Because we have some things that we want to check out. But we've got, we're developing our own crime busting team here, and that's awesome. I like what Rosebud said about looking up the address and realizing that the Bauer Sox lived right around the corner. Seth isn't stupid. He was looking everywhere there was a possibility that Sebastian could be. Right? And it's kind of funny, although they said they did investigate those glasses and they said that they were not Sebastian's. SRK says CJ has worked so hard and really cares about Sebastian. Yes, he has. He's been boots on the ground. He's been out there. Yes, look at all those green hearts in his chat. I agree. Love to see more green hearts in our chat, guys, because it's all about Sebastian. Face of America says, I wonder if the Bauer Sox ever watched Sebastian for KP and CP. Yeah, I don't know. In my opinion, how odd is it that they find a pair of glasses that look just like Sebastian's in that area? Well, yeah, I don't know. Odd, I suppose. I'm not going to call it, like our town here is small and there's only so many places with glasses. So the odds of seeing the same type of glasses are probably, there's probably, quite a few people with the same kind of glasses. Rose, but all the things in this case are odd. Isn't that the truth? That is the truth. We've got very little to go on. There's more questions than there are any answers in this case. I wish I was a fly on the wall where the file for Sebastian is, because it would be really interesting. Did everybody see the tip that At Night got? And it was yesterday around 4:00 or something in Goodlettsville, Tennessee, that somebody thought they saw Sebastian and they took a photo and called the police right away. But as they were taking the photo, the woman that was with Sebastian saw them taking a photo and rushed, or I shouldn't say Sebastian, with the teenager, rushed the teenager into the motel room. Police did get there quickly, and I guess it wasn't Sebastian, but, you wonder if Seth had to know about that and how he feels every time there's a lead and then it doesn't pan out. That's got to be just heartbreaking. Can you imagine? I can't even imagine that, and, seeing that. And then there was another, it's a big crime syndicate that has infiltrated Tennessee. Yes, I wonder if that was some other kind of other criminal situation, right? It makes you wonder because, well, let's think about it this way, giving the benefit of the doubt. If you were on vacation with your teenage son, right, who maybe happens to look like Sebastian, but, but if you were on vacation and you were standing outside and you saw someone taking a picture of your kid, I guess I would hurry him inside as well, wouldn't you? I mean, it is suspicious no matter which way you go around it. It is suspicious, but if that was my kid and somebody was taking a picture, I'd be like, well, probably the way I am, I'd go and confront them. I'd be like, what are you doing? Take that picture off there. You don't need to be taking pictures of my child, That would be me. With no care for my safety, I'd be like up in their face. Yes, one thing for sure is the boots are on the ground in Tennessee. We've definitely, they have searched, and it's just like I told you guys earlier, in the video that I did earlier today about the retention pond. I really didn't realize when I was watching Narc Divers, I didn't realize that Trey had been all the way through the Cumberland River like that, because they have shown themselves live on the Cumberland River using the sonar, but they didn't show all of it, right? because that'd be hours and hours of streaming. Not only that, but they didn't show it when he was diving, when they'd see something and he was diving. So they were being very careful, you know. They were really watching what they were doing, and that's one of the things I appreciate about both of them. So, you know, guys, honestly, if you have not subscribed to Narc Divers and CJ's Crime Concepts, go and subscribe, because they're both boots on the ground, and especially for missing persons cases. You know, they have a heart, they care, you know, and yeah, Rosewood says they're very professional. They really are. They really are. And I think now people are just wondering, you know, where to look, where to go, right? One of the things Mike said, and I agree with him, is that nobody has said anything about checking vents at the high school. Sebastian liked to climb into close spaces, right? I know somebody said something about they checked the roof, you know, but did they check the vents in the school? You know, and that's going on the assumption that he walked away, just like the retention pond is going on the assumption that he walked away. I mean, if we're going to be objective, we've got to look at every angle, right? Somehow something deep within me doesn't feel that Sebastian walked away from that home, though. That's me. That's my opinion. You know, being objective, and it's kind of like SRK said, are we, you know, is it a matter of trafficking? Has somebody taken him? I mean, I don't know, right? I know a lot of people don't believe in the flashlight video. I personally do. That's my opinion. But we don't have a lot of facts to go on. That's the thing. Right, and rule everything out going down the list of what ifs. Correct. Right? I mean, and that's the thing. We don't have enough facts to rule anything out, right? I mean, we really don't. Because we've got a lot of what ifs. We've got if he walked out, but was there really a scent? Some people say yes. Some people say the law enforcement said no. You know, it is a fact that one of the dogs jumped into the pond. Somebody else later said that that was a false positive hit. You know, so it's like the minute we try to get some kind of fact finding mission going, we're back to zero again. Exactly, Rosebud. No finger pointing, just good old investigating. That's what my channel is about. We're not trying to point the finger at anyone. We're trying to remain objective. We have looked at, you know, interviews with Chris and Katie, with Seth, both of them. We have talked about their demeanor, that kind of thing. And, you know, some people like Chris, some people don't. You know, that's all well and good. But the biggest thing is focusing on Sebastian, right? Where is he? What happened? Who's responsible? You know, who is responsible? So, me being a mother, grandmother now, if the child was last seen in my home, in my opinion, that makes me responsible. Does it not? That makes me responsible. I'm responsible for that child, whether it was my grandchild or my child. So we've got to kind of look at Katie, right? If she was the only one there. But here's the other thing. Here is the other thing. There's no proof of life after he left the Texas Roadhouse. We don't know for sure that he got home. And that has been a suspicion of another whole set of people, right? You know, runaway, abductions, trafficking, removal, so many directions to go. And we don't have a lot to go on because we don't know what law enforcement knows, number one, right? And we're not going to make that, I'm not going to anyway, make snap judgments. But at the end of the day, it's like SRK said earlier, I thought I knew what I believed in this case, and now I'm not so sure anymore. I'm just not. One of our subscribers has said that there's no suspects, that we need to dig a little deeper, right? So everyone has their own opinion, and someone has to be right. Someone, somewhere, has to be right about what they feel. One of us. But my hope and my prayer is that when Sebastian is found, first of all, my prayer is that he's alive yet, right? Like nothing better than him to be alive and to be home by Christmas. But that he hasn't been harmed. But it's been 9 months, guys. So if it is a trafficking situation, the odds of him not being harmed are slim, very slim. In some way. I'm not saying, unalived, but which is also a possibility. But, you got to wonder what happened, right? What happened? Could he have walked away? And I have a hard time thinking that because both sets of parents have said he's not the type to do that. So, what happened? Is that thud that Katie heard? Is there something to that? Should she maybe have checked? And I'm not trying to throw shade. She didn't realize, right? She didn't know. It's just, I don't know. I guess we have to keep looking. We have to keep searching. That's why here on our channel, we're going back. We went back to the beginning. This is the 31st video we've watched, guys. And still no extra clue to give us any kind of an idea. In fact, to me, it's just confusing me more. So maybe things will become more clear as we continue to move on. I don't know. I really, really hope so. But I appreciate you guys all being here. Let's see. Mike says, a neighbor is in the excavator business. Sebastian liked excavators, drove one. Sent trail across that neighbor's yard. Okay. Are you talking about in the backyard? And Rosebud says, I appreciate you doing this. No drama, just like Mr. and Mrs. E. Yeah, I don't want to be a part of all that drama. The hate channels and everything that's going on there. Don't want any part of it. I don't believe in cutting down other creators. It's, it's just not good. And I won't tolerate it. Those who have been with me for a little bit, like Mike and SRK and a few others, know that I just won't put up with it. I like to think that I have a really big heart. I try to be objective. You can disagree with me, and I don't have a problem with that at all. People can agree to disagree. That's not a problem. But when you start showing hate in my channel, then that's a whole nother thing. Everybody stick around. We are going to select the winner of my 500 subscribers giveaway. The lucky winner is going to get a box of my homemade fall soaps. I know. Rosebud says, what on earth happened? That's all I keep saying. Aquarian, thank you for being here. Just hang around for a couple minutes, though. Neighbor's backyard driveway past their truck. Gotcha. Yeah. That backyard. There's something there, isn't there? All right. So what I'm going to do is share my screen so that you can see while I draw. We're going to hit that big button. Aquarian 1, you are the winner of our fall soaps. So, isn't that awesome? Congratulations. Would you do me a favor? I'm going to put my email in the chat. Shoot me your physical address to that email, okay? And I will go ahead and get that out. Might not be tomorrow, but it'll be the next day for sure. So you should get that within a week then. And thank you so much for being a part tonight. I appreciate each and every one of you so much. You don't know how much. Means so much to me. Please, guys, hit that like and subscribe button on the way out if you haven't already. Because, we did have a couple of haters in here tonight, and they probably gave us the thumbs down. They always do. They don't like it when Granny says, not going to happen here. So thank you so much, guys. We will continue our investigation into where is Sebastian Rogers again tomorrow night between 6 and 6:30. And who knows what else we might have during the day. You never know. Something's always going on, right? So thank you so much, guys. I really, really appreciate you guys. You're awesome. Good night. Thank you for watching another episode of Granny's Crime Busters. We really appreciate each and every one of you. Don't forget to subscribe and like and even share the content. You can follow us on any of our other social media platforms at YouTube, Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, and TikTok. We really appreciate you guys, and you can also email us at granniescrimebusters@gmail.com. Thank you so much, and we will see you on the next one. Thanks, guys.